Hello, Eddie Gilbert.
Jesse, how are you?
Great. Welcome to SSO again.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
It is good to see you. We are doing a follow-up lesson. I think we had something about teaching somebody that used to be tone deaf before, and now we're going to follow up with Eddie. You can grab his update. It was about last year, maybe about this time. And we're going to check a few things. We're going to check your pitch memory.
Okay.
To how many pitches you can now memorize in sequence, just right away. When we started, it was like 1 or 2. And as you grew in your ability to sing and learn songs, we stripped those barriers away, and all of a sudden now you can start to memorize, 3, 4, 5, 6 pitches at once. We're going to see where that's at and see how that's been going. We're also going to put your voice into like a chord, in like a note that doesn't really sound like it fits, and test your ability to be confident on pitch.
Okay.
Just keep checking it over and over again. And we're also going to work on some float in the voice. We can hit those notes, we can sustain them, and that's one of the things you got right off in the first lesson, was getting up into your mix and getting those notes to come out the way you wanted to hear them. Yeah. In fact, we sang Tears of the Saints at Leland's song, hit those high B flats and Bs for days that first lesson. It was like, wow, I can do this. Yeah. So we're going to check, see how that is, but we're also going to take it to the next level and start sustaining them and see, like, how do I make these feel more comfortable rather than just singing a line when I hold them? What do I do if I don't want straight tone? Let's see if we can work on that a little bit, okay? And then put it all into a song.
Let's do it.
So, we're going to start by just showing something interesting. It's like, sometimes you need to approach the voice from a technical foundation, even if we're not warmed up and we're on the spot. What would happen, kind of thing. So something we were working on yesterday was just starting out going ma 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 ma. So already we can start to feel some compression in the voice. Now neither of us are warmed up right now, but we can, even if we do have to go high, we can approach it from a place that's comfortable because we know where it's at, even if we're not totally warmed up into it. So ma 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 ma. Good. Now if we had to, right away. Ma 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 ma. Ma 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 ma. Ma 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 ma. Go work. Ma 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 ma. Jump up to the B flat even. Ma 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 ma. Good. C. No, go ahead. Ma 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 ma. C. No, none of this yet. None of that. None of the none of that stuff yet. But you can feel what it takes, and we're talking about getting through the bridge, the first and the second bridge right away. I mean, on the B flat there, you're right in the smack middle of your second bridge, and we're doing those things. Now try to see. Ma 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 ma. So you can already feel all those things in place, and that's something you definitely want to check in your own voice, and not saying you have to sing on it and feel like, oh, I just can sing anything anytime, but test your knowledge sometimes before you start warming up. See where your voice is at. If you can do that, you're in a good place where you know you have a solid place to lean on, so that as you warm up, really all you're doing is using that part of your voice in increment. It's not like you're having to relearn, oh, I don't know where it's at, so I'm going to trick my voice into doing this every day. Eventually you want to get to a point where you know where your voice is at, and you're just slowly moving into your voice and sweeping in and out of it and getting that blood flowing, and eventually it just feels it and sounds wonderful. Okay, so now let's give ourselves a proper warm-up. Nice and smooth, yeah, no stutters. sometimes as you go up in your lip rolls, you might get stuck in a heavy place. And not know, hey, it's okay, we can transition into head voice. It gets too stuck. And by hearing me do it once, you said, oh, you freed up your mind. I don't have to be so heavy on it. That's all that would happen on that A flat to E flat. So do that again. Now he's in the head voice, not pulling so much. Good. Love it. Yeah, it's in good shape. Just keep doing that. Now see if you can make the next transition by listening through. Listen. Thins out, lightens up. I'll take that. I'll take it. Now let's get back grounded, back into the voice. That's another problem that can happen, is getting stuck into the head voice, where you have, that's where your voice wants to go, but you're stuck up. So you come down here. We want to connect back into the voice. Now give me just mum 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 mum. Now put your lip rolls in the same spot. Now we've grounded the voice. Now what I want to do is go back and forth. Head voice. Good. Good. Nice. Alright, good instinct. Hit it again. Listen once. Confident. That's it. Sometimes you just need to hear somebody. There it is.
Yeah.
And now let's start with a little bit of that feeling. Yeah, that's good. It's going to help us control that compression. So we take a nice deep breath. That's it. See if it gets a little too squeezy at first.
Yeah.
Because that's the place it's at. Loosen up just a touch. Find a balance. It's right there. So you can feel some air. No, 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 no.
No, 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 no.
Good. Another one that Jamie Wigington actually likes to do a lot, and I've seen him do, and we talked about is moi, moi, moi. Moi, 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 moi. You can feel some of that air moving through there.
Moi, 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 moi.
Real smooth. Moi, 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 moi. The goal isn't to be moi, moi, moi. It's moi, 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 moi. We've established connection in your voice. We have the compression we need. We've got it. So we're just warming it up. Moi, 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 moi.
Moi, 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 moi.
Good.
Moi, 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 moi.
Yeah, get that compression.
Moi, 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 moi.
Yeah.
Moi, 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 moi.
So easy.
Moi, 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 moi.
Don't let it show in your face. Always moi, 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 no matter what.
Moi, 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 moi.
Love it. You get it easier than me.
Moi, 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 moi,
place where it's at? I love that. It's just, It's right up there.
And what did we get to?
F. We could have gone higher. You want to go higher? That's provincial. All right, let's see what we got right off the bat. We're not going to trick ourselves. We're going to test ourselves. Now let's grab a little bit of compression on the bottom. That right there, we can drag that down. And don't let off the compression as you get lower. That's a myth that you have to let off compression. You shouldn't. Try this. Still feels like that. You're holding on to compression. But it goes lower. Even harder. Now start there. There's your note.
Yeah.
You see, if you don't have that, you're not really on the pitch.
Right.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. So keep it. Nice. Perfect. So smooth. Good. Nice deep breath. You do that so well. People trying this along with you are going to realize how difficult that balance can be. Keeps tilting. Keep going. That's it. Do that again. Good. All right. Sustain. Just now get to the head voice. Go. Same rules apply. If you're to get lower notes, to get higher notes, and your head voice works the same way. You don't go. You can add some compression to your head voice. You can hear it in there. So. That's how you build your volume. Hit it again. Listen once, as it gets a little stuck like it was, be aware of that. You're going to lighten up. Goo helps us establish that compression I talked about in our head voice too. You should never approach your head voice just closer to what we would call falsetto. Try that. There's your flow right there. Not too shaky. Grab on. Don't necessarily go. The same rules that we apply to the rest of our voice, we apply to this head voice. Yep. Look at that foundation. As you do that, it connects better. When your chord closure's better. The tone's better. Alright. Now let's work on some of this vibrato, okay? So I just want to explode off of it. Go ma 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 ma. And when you get your vibrato, make sure that your vowel doesn't go ma ma.
Keep it narrow.
Yeah. Ma 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 ma. Find the spin, but without trying to find it with your lips going ma. Right. Ma 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 ma. Don't back off. That's a tendency to find spin. Sometimes we go ma 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 ma.
Yeah.
No. Ma 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 ma. Keep blowing. Ma 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 ma. Find a wider vibrato first for you, because you tend to want to want to shake it too much, Billy Goat style. Don't try to find it with a little more of a wobble. Ma 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 ma. Let's find that one. It's as wide as ugly, but it's different than ma. Ma 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 ma. Ma ma ma. Again. Ma 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 ma. Well, I'll take one of those. Ma 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 ma. Ma ma. Yeah, again. Ma 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 ma. Ma ma. Okay, without the lips moving. Ma ma. You feel where it comes from? Ma ma. No, do that. Go. I don't want to go there right now. Don't want to even touch that. Ma. It's like a siren. Ma. Try that. Ma. Good. Now smooth. Ma. Ma. Right there. Ma. Ma. Don't lock it up. You feel like it's floating? A wide and ugly vibrato can still float more than the kind of vibrato. So ma. Ma. Slower. Ma. Ma. You had one. Ma. Ma. Now go like that. Do the wrong one so that you know what it feels like. Okay?
Ma.
Okay, now go ma.
Ma.
Too delineated. Da. I want ma. You're steering in and out of the voice, so it frees up. Ma. Again. Ma. Good. Ma 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 ma. Slow vibrato. It's nasty. Ma 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 ma. Now I want you to do that with your hand. Ma 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 ma. It's just like a ma 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 ma. But notice your air still stays the same.
Yeah.
You're not going ma. You know. Ma. Try it. Ma. Now just try that a little at a time. Ma 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 ma. Again. Good. Speed that up from there. Good. Take your hand. Good. quiet for a minute. And now, explode off of a buh. Let's see. Different vowels have different weights. So certain people can get, like if a vowel's too light, maybe the vibrato gets a little billy goaty. A heavier vowel will tend to produce a heavier vibrato. So we're going to experiment with your voice and find out what's going on here. So you're looking for ooh kind of feel. It is manufactured. It is kind of fake, but it's to an end. That's how I started with my vibrato. Just wide, ugly, but you have to start somewhere. Yeah, again. Shake your voice by still keeping that amount of presence there. Try it. That's like what it feels like, but take a smaller version of that. Okay. It's in there. Get your breath. Get your breath. At the end of a breath, never's gonna work. You want from the bottom? That's still too light. You're lightening up on the tone. Okay. Don't lighten up on the tone. Stay there. Go reset it. Yeah. It's good every time you blow through your vocal cords like that. Tickle them a little bit. Reset it. Now come right back to where you were. Yeah, it doesn't want to go light. You hit that right there. Do you feel that? It's a vibration, it's a free vibration. It's the start of a float that you haven't had yet. You hear the squirrel? That's it, like, it's a squirrel. It's the baby squirrel. The one at the end, not the first one. The first one you started with was kind of shaky. This is the one that sort of just spun a little bit towards the end. That's the one you're looking for. That's it. That's it. Hit it again. Yeah, don't back off though. I'll take some of that. Yeah, you're getting the idea. Yeah, it's right there. Hit it again. Yeah, that's how you do it. Alright. Now take your head voice. Go. You're making it happen. That's the easiest place to find and keep a vibrato is in head voice because there's no weight to the voice. Now, I took you with more weight into the voice so that we could stop babying our vibrato. It doesn't want to be babied. It wants to be part of the voice. It wants to be core. But the head voice is a good place to find different types of vibrato. You can find all sorts of different types of vibrato in your head voice. Experiment. Just wave your hand up and down and watch it and make your voice do that. Don't go too fast. Go for it. That's it. Don't back off the airflow. If you go, do never do that. See that stutter right there? Because you've been practicing that vibrato with that stuttery feeling. Don't do that. Head voice down. Good. But don't change your air. That's it. I'll take that. That's it. You see your hair isn't backing off and stuttering on you. That's good. Yes, it started to get there is a nervous twitch to vibrato, to almost like a free type. I'm not controlling this quality. There is that, but it starts with that deliberate kind of movement. Okay, different people learn vibrato in different ways. Brett has an amazing program on vibrato and showing you all sorts of tricks to get into it. I think for you, that right there, blow, don't back off your air, because as you back off your air, you're stuttering everything there. Okay, so for you, blow on that and vibrate that in sequence with your hand. Eventually, that will become a nervous twitch that you can just call up at any moment. Okay.
Excellent.
All right, so we'll move on. All right, now let's work on pitch memory. Let's see where you're at here. If we go, mum, 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 mum.
Mum, 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 mum.
All right, now I'm gonna go, mum, 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 mum. But let's listen real quick.
Mum, 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 mum.
Good.
Mum, 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 mum.
That's a weird one. Mum, 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 mum. Smooth. Now, if you approach the voice, mum, 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 mum. I'm never going to hit that on pitch, but if you approach it smooth, mum, 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 you got a better chance.
Mum, 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 mum.
Yes.
Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum.
Again.
Mum, 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 mum.
Yes.
Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum.
Not just you.
Mum, 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 mum.
Again.
Mum, 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 mum.
I'm just trying to confuse you, that's all. It's mum, 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 mum.
Mum, 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 mum.
Good.
Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum.
Good. Be confident. Don't mum, mum, mum. Mum, 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 mum. Have more sound to hear.
Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum.
Start. Get your starting note. Tell me your starting note after I play this. Now say it confident. Mum.
Mum.
Now mum. Go for the full.
Mum. Mum, 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 mum.
Again.
Mum, 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 mum.
That's it. So there's a combination of factors in your voice, and this is how we got him to be from tone deafness, which you really weren't truly tone deaf because you could hear the difference between tones, was really a technical facility in your voice, helps you stay on pitch. A lot of people will be slightly flat when they don't have technical facility, i.e. compression or smooth legato, rather than being too being smooth with it. You have to have those in your voice, or pitch suffers, like to the point where it is almost too confusing for you. And we've had to break those barriers down by doing things like this. In some voices, it's very subtle, where you're just a tiny bit flat. It's like, why is that singer flat? Well, it's because he's approaching his high notes they're not connected. There's no legato connection to that high note, so that it sounds a little flat. And you got to look out for that. When you hit a note, you get ready for it. And now we're singing. You can never approach your voice, ma 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 ma, because I can be kind of on pitch when I do that, but I'm still a little flat.
Sure.
With you, try that. Just nothing.
Ma 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 ma.
See how weird that is? Now, confident. Ma 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 ma.
Ma 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 ma.
It's a ton better already. Now, don't back off of your airflow. That's one of those things about vibratos. Ma ma ma. If you do that, you're shaking. ma ma ma, then you're done. You quit the voice altogether. Don't let it just die. Ready?
Ma ma ma.
There you go. And hold it a little longer.
Ma ma ma.
Ma 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 ma.
Ma 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 ma.
That's it.
Ma 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 ma.
Good.
Ma 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 ma.
Starting pitch. Ma.
Ma 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 ma.
One more time. Mom. Make sure you get that pitch.
Mom.
And then go. Then move on.
Ma 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 ma.
Mom, 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 mom. Go for it.
Ma 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 ma.
Yes, giving your time to hear the note, hear your voice on the note, and adjusting to the pitch is essential in your daily practice. And you do that. There's some of the things you do. Go ahead and tell people what you've done in order to learn how to sing on pitch for being tone deaf.
I started off with just half-step increments. I would start on a C and go up to a C sharp and then a D. And at times it would take me quite a few minutes just to hit one pitch, and then I would move on up through the keyboard, and then I would also practice melody lines like we were doing. I would take a 3-note melody and make sure that I could hit each note on pitch, and then I would just expand it to a verse or a chorus, and then eventually a whole song.
Mm-hmm. That's some super stuff. Let's challenge ourselves right now, because this is hard for me to do. Try this. I'm going to pick 3 random notes in succession. I'm going to try to keep them somewhat close, because intervals are important for us in pitch memory, so that we can kind of feel our way through it. I'm going to pick 3 notes and try to see if we can get them.
Dum, dum, dum.
Pretty close. All right, let's start again. Go ahead and sing them full out. No, listen.
Mum, mum, mum.
It's a little still sharp. Mum, mum,
Mum,
no.
mum, mum, mum.
Again.
Mum.
Okay, listen real quick. Now, before you say it, listen again. Hear it inside here. Now, confident.
Mum, mum, mum.
Get your starting pitch.
Mum.
Don't see what can happen is if you think ahead of yourself. You're already thinking on this last note.
Yeah.
That's why you started on that note. So what's your starting note?
Mum.
No. Listen one more time. What's your starting note?
Mum. Right there.
Like now, I'm gonna pick a different one because now we ruined that one. Yeah, because we know it now.
Mum, mum, mum.
Close. You got your starting note.
Mum, mum, mum.
Again.
Mum, mum, mum.
Good.
Mum, mum, mum.
Now legato. No. Just off. Good. Right here. Now sing it. Legato into it. Here's your notes. Again. Another reason, you can see it right there. Technical facility. If he's not smoothly going between his notes, this one when it was you went that went flat because you weren't smooth into it, not because of anything here. So smooth. Again. Again. The smoother you get, the better it is. Look at that. Now, technical facility. If we approach our first bridge, we're gonna be flat. Good. This is an A, so we have to prepare. There's compression we have to account for. Very well done. Do it again. Love it. So continue to challenge yourself on weird intervals like that.
So were you picking certain intervals like 4, 1, 6?
We took a chord, and or maybe like a minor chord, and then we picked in different successions, like or so you hit your notes of the chord in different places. The next step from there will be to hit notes outside of the chord. We'll try one of them just to show what you can do to keep challenging your ear. So we have, let's do it here so it's more technically able to do. If you have this chord, the 6 is outside of that chord. So if we go, hold on that 6. Confuse us sometimes because it's not in there. Now I go to the major 7. Now you do it.
Hold on, I lost it.
That's it. Hit it just in the chord, just to feel it. That's it. You're right, even though it feels wrong. Now hit it confident. Good. So continue to challenge yourselves. One of the hardest things at first was getting those half steps. I remember in the studio, that was one of the, what was it? For the cross. Yeah. That's a half step. Now sing that. For the cross. Now you can do it. That was a huge step for you to be able to go do those half steps.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and also just picking random notes on the keyboard and matching pitch with it has helped as well.
Awesome. So work on keep challenging ourselves, right? Keep working on those. Grab your chord on the guitar and pick the different notes out of it in different random places. And then we also did learning how we, as an individual, can learn vibrato. There's different ways we can approach it, but definitely do that thing where you had your hand, you were continuing to press against that compression with proper airflow, not backing off and stuttering. All right, and that'll help you find that vibrato and keep continuing down that path. Technically, your voice is in good shape. Just for a good measure, let's go ahead and give a good run and go. No 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 no. Good. Nice deep breath. Don't let your shoulders raise. Right. So no 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 no. You keep blowing. No 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 no. No 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 no. Go ahead, blow a little bit more. No 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 no. No 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 no. Yeah. No 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 no. No 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 no. Listen once. You can be a little more aggressive. No 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 no. Go for it. No 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 no. Yeah. Bo bo bo. Bo 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 bo. You go by yourself. Bo 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 bo. You don't do that enough, do you?
No.
No. I can tell it tickles the chord a little.
Yeah, yeah, it sure does.
At age 34. At age 34, you can handle that. You need to be doing that every day. Keep that technique solid.
Okay. So
right.
what scale were you planning to do that?
Just a standard octave and a half. It's really how you approach the scale. It's how much compression and how much fullness do I want to bring to it. We can't always just be content to go Sometimes you just gotta do it and keep it there so that you can do it every day. One more time. That's it. As long as there's no tension. Yeah, there's no tension here. Now give me one no like that, nice and deep. Reset that, because you dig a little deeper into the chord,
you
tickles you,
yeah.
you can feel it, yeah.
So that tickling is a good thing.
It's a good thing. It tells you that you're digging in, you're pressing in deeper. And the first time I did that on my A, I was like, whoa! I was like, wow. And now it's just you harden up and you just go for it every day. I will say, if you don't do it 2 or 3 days, you'll start to lose some of that, and then you have to really be careful getting it back. All right, dude, that was a great update.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Good stuff. Thanks for showing us your struggles
no problem.
and sharing us how you did it, and
I'll be back
and helping other people that might have had similar difficulties. Rock on, man. See ya.
Excellent. See ya.